All right, look, so man, here we go. Real quick. I'm finna just show you something. I'm finna show you that. Let me see this. Okay. Everybody know who this is. Real fast. I want you to be aware of something else. Okay. Same story, right? It's 34 different gods, 34 different sons of gods. The same story that applied to. All right. This is 16 different crucified saviors. Now, a lot of y'all know them. Indra, Mithra, Buddha, Quetzalcoatl, Prometheus, Tammuz, Krishna, Jesus, Bali. Like, you see what I'm saying? Now I'm going to show you. Same stories. All of these are the same stories, right? Same stories. 12 disciples of the 12 constellations, first and foremost. This is where the number 12 show up a lot of times in that Bible. You can see that. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. Now, here goes, okay, God's son. This is Jesus Christ. This is the three kings. This is serious. This is what they call the Eastern Star. I promise you. That's what we got to be aware of. The star in the East, that's serious, right? What they call Eastern Star. Bam. The three kings are Orion's belt. They still call the three kings of the three wise men to this day. That's the name, right? That's what they call it. The star in the East, birth of God's son, right? Now I'm just trying to show you something. I'm going to show you that Jesus Christ is actually Satan. Yeah. Now, first and foremost, we know that they say Jesus Christ is born in Bethlehem. This is Bethlehem, right? Bethlehem means house of bread. You get that? House of bread. Now, Virgo the Virgin. This is what they say, Mary. Mary, anytime you see the word Mary, right, or Mar, right, with that Ma, M, the M represents water, right? Water, you see that the M and the W are just the same letter upside down. You see what I'm saying? Flipped over on his axis. Anyway, Virgo the Virgin. There's a reason, right? There's a reason for all of this. Now, this is why they're saying he got spirit on the side. You see what I'm saying? Because of, Sagittarius, the archer. But I'm going to show you, it's all just etymologic. It's all esoteric. It's talking about the constellations, man. I promise. It's representing the sun. It's all discussing the sun first and foremost. It's all. Let me get into this. It's the same story about Horus getting stung in the side with by the scorpion. You see what I'm saying? It's all the same side, bro. Listen, none of it is actually real. It's the same stuff. The story of Moses coming down from the mount. No, it's not even real. Listen, first and foremost, the story about Moses also goes on with the story about Mises, Minos, all of those of Crete, and look them up, man. Matter of fact, hold on. Where it go? I'm finna show you something because I'm trying to hurry up and get y'all through it. But I just want to show you something. All of these different dudes, it's the same story, man, about all of them, right? The one that they saying is Moses. Hold on, where it go? Yeah. Matter of fact, you know what? It's inside of my favorite. Anyway, give me a second. I'll come back to that because Moses ain't even a part. But what I'm going to show you is what they talking about with Moses coming down, cracking the tablets because all of the people was out here worshiping the golden calf, right? That's not even real. What I'm trying to show you is it's all astrological. And a lot of the conscious brothers and sisters and all of this shit that I'm going to say this. It's a lot more to it than I'm actually finna put inside of this one video, but I'm promising you, I'm just gonna show you real quick, just break it down and show you how Jesus is actually Satan. You see what I'm saying? But Satan is just the planet Saturn. But what it is they have just anthropomorphized the celestial body and all of his actions, all of his activities, like literally all of the different names, Jupiter, Pluto, all of that. I promise you, every one of those names that we use to identify a planetary body literally represents one planet and its activities or interactions as it travels throughout the what we call constellations or zodiacs. The constellations and zodiacs themselves also are just a representation that the ancestors had anthropomorphized or how do you say, personified or zoomorphied all of the star system, all of the constellations already. You see what I'm saying? Like just the fact that they call it zodiacs. You see what I mean? It just lets you know that they were already anthropomorphized. Anyway, I'm just going in to show you that, man. And it's a whole reason for it all. Be like, you see what I mean? Like the ancestors back in the days, man, they had built a relationship with the sun. Like the whole relationship they had with the sun was way different than the way that we actually understand this relationship today. You see what I mean? Like we don't really appreciate the relationship of the sun and how it actually, you know what I'm saying, seriously delivers us. Anyway, all of the attributes or characteristics of the sun we gave to the SON, which is actually just a hybridized version of a cosmological effect that literally, and I mean this, that the Catholic Church just took advantage of. And I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you in the Catholic Church, in the Pope's own words, that Christ is literally Satan, is Saturn. It's the same thing. I'm going to show you in his own words. Like, these are the people that created the religion. I don't care if you like it or not, or if you agree with it or not. The people that actually headed this religion from the foundation of it, from the beginning of it, it has always been in the hands of the same exact family of people. They literally show you that, yes, this is all true. You see what I'm saying? But I'm just going to show you something. It's all just, you know, because I don't want to get all caught up in it. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Now, first and foremost, I want you to see this. This is the sun right here. This little circle right here. This is the sun. This is a constellation. You see it's divided into the 4 solstices, whatever you want to call it, annuals, right? Because, you know, you got a lot of alien freaks out here. You think aliens are real? How many aliens you think these people done brought up here and got? Like, you know, like it's just a whole bunch of crazy shit going on. What about those extraterrestrials? You know, hey, listen, man, ain't no damn extraterrestrials, man. It just lets you know that you done stuck your head too far down one of these fucking fantasy novels and ain't brought it back. And then a lot of these other motherfuckers, man, listen, they done jumped up off these motherfucking drugs so goddamn hard that really they done lost their motherfucking mind when it come to being able to stay in contact with the realization of the now and spirituality at the same time, because they done started to think that shit, they drug trips and shit like this is the exponential effect or the entirety of what life and death actually is. And oh my God, I just be sitting here like, oh man, everybody done lost their damn mind. Anyway, listen to me, man. I'm just going to show y'all this right here, right now, so that you will see that a lot of the conscious people, man, either they know this and there's a reason that they're not exposing all of this shit to you because this is just a simple part of it, or they literally just don't know. Now, I may or may not have time to break it all the way down to you, but at the same time, I'm just going to show y'all how the whole entire Bible is just rigged. It's just all allegory. It's literally, though, it's for a reason. Like, if you can literally understand the esoteric meaning behind all of the exoteric characteristics, then you'll really know how to navigate and maneuver your way through that book without getting caught up inside of it. It wouldn't be like a, you know what I'm saying, something that you actually hold your life to. It's like you can read it and just throw it down like a novel, literally. And I'm going to show you that when you go into the original Bible, the Coptic Bible, it's much, 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 much more deep, much more personal, much more relative to the personality of man or the characteristics or the connections of man. I promise it's like, man, way more deep, Joe. So anyway, let's stay on task. Listen to this. So you see what this is, right? Now, you see you got Taurus, the bull, you got the ram, Pisces, the fish, you got Aquarius, the water bear. You see you got the goat, you got the archer. You see what I'm saying? This is where I was showing you why they were showing that Jesus got speared in the side and why it was represented by the archer versus Horus getting stung in the side or whatever by the scorpion. You see what I mean? Because those are different processions or different times. And I'm going to show you why. How? Let's keep going for this for a minute. Look. Bam. Now you see these? Each and every one of these, how this shit go? Now, these are not really real, man. These are all just what they call pagan crosses. But, you know, what represent Christianity everywhere. But Christian, like, you got to understand that we don't know this because everything that we understand about the religion we correspond, or religions that we relate to or correspond with, it been taught to us inside of a bubble, meaning that we only really know how to accept and express our, like, especially interfacing with the reality, our emotional frequencies connected with our imagination by way of the information. And for the most dominant way, or the most dominant part of it all, you can say that between the religion and the education that's being taught to us in school, that's not really giving us much. And religion, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. And now I've been able to show you that, all of the other things about, like, slavery and stuff like this. Everything is literally, man, bro, everything is a lie. Everything is just not really real. But I'm not saying all of this to make people not like the way that I'm actually bringing this to you, or not be able to understand the information. Because what I'm not trying to tell you that because all of this stuff is not real, it just doesn't give you anything to cling to or any hope. What I'm saying now is that everything that we are experiencing inside of the reality, it has been implanted into our reality by way of these fictions, these systems. You see what I mean? Because whether you know it or not, the people that are controlling and monopolizing these systems are embedded in things that you just can't even understand. It's like inside of an open space, they have you locked and stuck within a parameter of not. It's like, have you ever seen that movie? What's that man name? The Truman Show. You see what I mean? How the boy whole reality, man, was just literally, and even that was just metaphor. So like, you got to really be able to see the esoteric expressions between what even these directors be showing you in these movies. You see what I mean? So like, even though it was just a metaphor, it was just showing you that, like Shakespeare said, the whole world is the stage, the people are just actors, players. You see what I mean? And whether you know it or not, your whole reality is being scripted for you by way of the information that's being fed to you. And it's much more deep than that, but I don't want to get caught up into that trying to explain what the esoteric principle is behind that movie. But it just goes to show you that when I show you how, if you give yourself an opportunity to just accept some more information and show you how this is all true, then listen to me. You can stop giving all of these pastors your money. You can stop going to church every weekend, every week, participating in these crazy schemes, because this is all it's about. Your money, your currency, your current, your energy, right? Your imagination. So, and I'm finna just get into that. Just let me keep going, because I don't want to get too far, man. Let's go. So now you see these crosses, right? These are literally pagan crosses, I promise. But they are supposed to represent this real cross. Now, keep going, keep going. Now, here is where Taurus, right here, right? Taurus is the bull. This is the bull that Moses supposedly came down the mountains and caught all of the people worshiping. You see what I mean? Now, that was just esoteric, because what you don't understand is that that was just showing you the expression that they were going from a new time now, from Taurus into Aries. You see what I'm saying? Now, Aries is the ram, Taurus is the bull. So the golden calf was the bull. And I'm going to show you the same way Moses represented the introduction of Christianity into the Aries age, right? And Jesus Christ was the one that ushered it in to the Pisces age. But what I'm saying is neither of the two characters were actually real. You see what I mean? They're fictions. They're created. The story is fiction, but it's a piece of a larger mass, or of a larger body of stories. Like, there's more pieces to this story than we even actually have that haven't even been found or discovered yet. I promise. Like, this is just a part of the story that got played with and used to actually, you know, for them people. I mean, they did their thing. It's a whole story behind it. I don't want to get caught up in behind that, because I promise, it's like, we ain't gonna be here no 6 hours right now doing this right now for me to break it all the way down. And oh man, I'm serious. So I got to get through this one. Now, anyway, Taurus, this is the bull. This is the golden calf, right? Just at least walk with me. Now, here go Aries, which was 2150 BC. Now, the ancestors knew that about every 2150 years, right? This was the called what they called the equinox, now the precession of the equinox. Why? Or I'm sorry, equinox, because every 2150 years, the ancestors knew that on the spring equinox, the sun, right? The son of man, the son of God, right, would rise inside of a new constellation every 2150 years. And this is where we get to 26,000 year equinox, or precession of the equinoxes. And the precession just means that, literally, and I ain't gonna say just means, because even that is something major, massive to get in depth with. But the precession just means that the sun now is actually traveling backwards now, back through all of the zodiacs, like going back, retracing its steps, right? So, and I'm serious, like when you get into all of these names now, the ancestors, like the gods and stuff like that, that we call the ancestors, and like, Horus, Tahuti, Thoth, all of them, like Thoth just means thought, literally. Thoth means thought. Amen, Ra, all of them, man, listen to me. I'm finna break this shit down as best I can to you, just real fast. I'm gonna get more and more in depth to this shit, man, so that I can show people step by step. You see what I mean? In another video, man. But at the same time, I'm gonna show you that, man, listen, man, a lot of people know this shit, but see, a lot of people trying to build religions too. So they don't actually want to just come forward and be the ones to say, yes, this is true about this, that, and the other. So I just look at it like this. Either most people understand all of this and just ain't saying it, or they really don't know. You see what I mean? And either way it go, it just means that, man, shit, y'all tripping. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it just, and I'm finna show you why, because when we get to doing all of this, like all of this the homage and all of this, hey, listen, man, the ancestors are inside of you. You see what I mean? Like, all of this, doing all these crazy ass ceremonies and stuff, these are customs, traditions, practices that just been picked up, like literally, like no different than what you see going on inside of the church right now. The churches like to do the Holy Ghost thing. Like, you see what I'm saying? Wherever you go, they got a whole line of different customs and traditions and shit that's going on right now. And we think that all of the different customs and traditions that's being practiced, or that's being actually put into effect all around the world, especially like in Africa, this, that, and the other, or that's being presented to us inside of these texts that's said to have been, ancient or very archaic or old, is like the actual practices of the collective masses of the ancestors, not realizing that, man, listen, the same way you are being conquered and ran by these religious factions, and everybody just stepping out, creating a different expression or interpretation of these different religious forms, bro, it has always been going on. So now listen, the information that they're putting out there to us like this right now, and the information that everybody keep playing with and exchanging hands back and forth with, entertain and throwing it up in the air and shit, making relevancy out of it, making it pertinent and shit to discuss, is because, see, in reality, a lot of people, I think they really know that a lot of this shit between the gods and the names of the gods and none of that shit real. None of it real, bro. All of it literally plays a part or an attribute in one of the literal characteristics of the sun, how the sun affects vegetation, how it affects life, this, that, and the other. Now, not only can I say, and I'm showing y'all, the moon is not real. The moon is not supposed to be here. I can prove to you throughout of all of the texts, like the Bible, everything, bro, where it even speaks of and shows you that there was a time that the moon was not here, which goes back into further substantiating. And I'm not going to say that the Draconians were this reptilian. See, what we consider as this reptilian or draconian a race of beings, bro. Like, we gotta, you know what? Listen, man, I don't want to go too deep into all of that, because, like I said, this ain't finna be no 6 or 7 hour long drawn out thing because everybody done shrouded and clouded all of the real, like they done shrouded and clouded shit that was already mysticism. You see what I'm saying? Like real life shit, G. And it's like people done master literally creating disconnections inside of you so that they can promise you connections again and shit. It's like marketing 101 at its finest. You see what I mean? So anyway, here we go. Now, we know that Moses, right, represented Aries. So this is the reason that it came about him coming up out of the mountain or coming down the mountain, seeing that people was worshiping the golden calf, which was the bull, which was Taurus. You see what I'm saying? And he got mad, smashed the tablets, right? Because listen, I showed you. Oh, I tell you. You can look it up too. The story about Moses is also the same exact story about King Sargon. The whole story about Moses being found in a bucket of reeds and all of this stuff to escape infanticide because the king had ordered a slaughter on all of the children and this, that, and the other. It's the same story about Sargon, but at the same time, as far as Moses being the lawgiver, it's the same story as about from Minos and Crete, right? Went to the mountain and got the motherfucking law from Zeus. Mises from Egypt. So what is it? Minos, Mises, Moses, and Mises, right? It's like it's four of them. It's so what I'm saying is, bro, throughout the different cultures, bro, it has just always been somebody coming to the rise to recreate or re-resurrect the old systems of the watchers, right? Like real life shit. This is all you got going on right now. So a lot of people that's into this masonry and Freemasonry and just gaining a deep understanding of it, they understand that, man, it's always been about literally gaining access to all of the mysticisms of the previous watchers, which were the previous cultures or customs, right? And resurrecting it, right? The best possible real life shit, until now you're starting to see how watered down it is, because even the esoteric expressions are starting to get watered down and translate. It's like everything is just a muck now, bro. And it's like everybody free for picking right now. The conscious people are the most easy to be picked because it's like they tripping the worst. And I gotta admit it, the conscious people worse than the Christians and the religious people with the way they acting, man. It's, I don't know what the fuck. I don't even like talking to them no more. So, because, you know, it's like me, I'm sitting here like, man, listen, all y'all tripping, man, because, you know, like I done been alive, I done been dead. You see what I'm saying? So like, and I done been dead a few times, enough times to know that, man, listen, Joe, y'all tripping, man. So anyway, now we know that here go the age of Pisces, right? Which was 1D, something just roughly around this time, right? Because it's give or take some years anyway. 2150, bam, AD. So I'm just showing you. You see what I'm saying? Now, the age of Aquarius, 2150 AD, roughly around 4300 AD. Now, you're going to have a lot of people selling y'all all these spookisms and shit, because, you know, it's like, as long as people create spookisms and separations inside of your mind, it makes you always inside of a rush, hasty and urgently trying to sign up for some cause or somebody's movement. I promise you, bro, which in reality, bro, it's the same bullshit inside of everywhere you go. It's nothing changes. Like even inside of all of these different spiritual movements and all of this shit that you got going on right now, man, listen, it's just all fanaticism, man. I bullshit you not. It's religion again under the guise of spirituality. Like it's no different than like Buddhism was. And I can show you that Brahma and all of that shit was Satan, right? It was Satan. It was all Saturn. Everybody, it's all the same thing. Abraham was Saturn. Israel means Saturn. The Phoenician word for Israel means Saturn. Saul, nigger, means the black sun. This is where they get the word from, brother. Like this, fuck all the bullshit. People play games with the information and they start unweaving and then weaving the shit the way they want to present it to motherfuckers, because everybody trying to prey on your goddamn conscience. Because as long as you got some motherfucking money, they need that currency or that current. And that's all they playing on your conscience for, man. Listen to this shit, man. I ain't got time for it. Like, and I tell people, man, the people's conscience that y'all playing on, these are my motherfucking people for real. Like, goddamn it, I'm really one of these people, man. Fuck that. I know what time it is. Anyway, let's go. Check this out. Now, started the age of Pisces, 1 AD, Jesus' supposed birth, right? So now, this is supposedly the birth of Jesus. For real life shit. Now, let's just not forget to go to here, right? Behold, when ye entered into the city, there shall be a man meet you with a bear. No, what do you say? Now, behold, when you enter into the city, there shall a man meet you bearing a pitcher of water. Follow him into the house where there entereth in. Anyway, that's Luke 22:10. And we know who that is, right? Age of Aquarius, right? So like, it's no mystery. It's like you can, what you have to be able to do, man, is literally unlock your own kind. Because I'm finna show you some shit. And that's the reason I'm rushing through this, because I'm finna show you how Jesus is Satan, literally. And I'm finna show you that Satan is just Saturn. And I'm finna show you something. I'm finna show you something cold, right? It's just all the same shit, man. Pisces, Aquarius, right? Sun, boom, planet. You see how we move? See how we going? All of the names that they use, I promise you, for like the planets and shit like that, bro. I bullshit you not. It's like, and I'm finna show you. Let me show you something. Listen, you see this right here? This is the same story, bro. Like Jesus, but this is the story of Horus. This is Thoth supposedly telling Isis that she was gonna be actually given immaculate, going through whatever immaculate conception and giving birth to Horus. Like literally, it's the same thing. Seriously, no lie. But I'm just trying to show you something. Let me try to show you something. Cause man, Joe, like it's been just too much crazy shit, man. And I don't know how people can't tie all this shit together, man. I'm finna show you something. All right, look, let me first and foremost, let me cross over into here. Abraham, right? Abraham means Israel. It's the same shit, bro. Look, boom. Let me show you something about him. Now, where then shall we find the difference between the patriarch Abraham, the god Saturn? Saturn was the son of Terra, and Abraham was the son of Terra. Saturn married his own sister, who was a star. Abraham married his own sister, whose name signifies a star. The name of the god Saturn is by the Phoenicians called Israel. The name of the patriarch Abraham is synonymous with the name Israel. Saturn had a great many sons, and yet had one particular son called Joud, right? This is where you get the name Jew, the Jews, right? Now I'm finna show you something else, where they get that name from. The Jews, who they call the Jews, they're not the original Jews, no. But the name Jew came, it came to the Israelite or the original Israelite people by the Phoenicians. All right, let me show you. Get over here now. Okay, now, the patriarch Abraham is synonymous with the name Israel. Saturn had a great many sons, and yet had one in particular called Jout, which signified his only son. Abraham had a great many sons, both by his maid Hagar and his Keturah, as Ishmael and Zimran. Now, all of these names that begin and end with El or whatever, man, that El, like Hell, which is really just El, all of them names, Baal, Bel, El, it's everything. It relates to Saturn, I promise, boy. It all goes back to Saturn. I ain't finna go into all of that right now today, because it'll just be much more extensive than I actually intended for this video to be. But I'm finna show you how all of this Jesus is Satan. Now, let me get up out of here real fast, because I want to keep it moving. I just wanted you to see that, right? I just wanted you to see that. So let me go. Hold on. For the Buddhists, right? Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva were the heat, light, and flame of the sun. Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. Now, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, right, were the heat, light, and flame of the sun. Now, look this up, man. Get into this, because I'm tired of playing games. I sit back, man. It's like I feel like dude from the movie off what is that, the Black Panther, man? Yeah, he had got his ass whooped, but I just liked it, that role when he say, we have sat back from the mountains and listened for long enough. Like, man, this shit, no. I'll sit here and play so many games with everybody, man. But I've been just stocking information, just trying to see, like, where's the next best thing? Like, I know where all the good shit come from, and I know where all the good shit at. I know what to clean to, what not to clean to. You see what I'm saying? Like, trust me, I know I'm in the best spot. I know I'm in the best place. I'm always be in the best place. You see what I'm saying? But the best place is inside of me. Anyway, now, Brahma is described of a black Vishnu of a red and Siva of a white complexion. The Egyptians also represented the sun as a man, and they dressed him up in a flame-colored robe. They also represented Osiris, black, Typhon, red. Now, Typhon is the one that was said to have betrayed Horus, right? Like you had Judas betrayed Jesus, where Typhon was the one that was supposedly, betrayed Horus. But we know Typhon was like typhoon. Typhoon, trust me, right? It's all a story, bro. It's like it's philosophy. It's poetry, right? Like the first form of communication was artistry, right? Which was hieroglyphs and stuff like that. And then came cuneiform. You see what I mean? So we started being able to write and develop like Coptic script and shit like that. Now, out of all of that, you came philosophy. Out of philosophy came religion. Out of religion came science. But since science has long dug deep past religion and pushed religion to the side, it's like science has long kicked religion off the track, G. It's just the lower class or caste of people, right, that really don't have enough time on their hands to actually research and get access to this information. Because why? Yeah, it's the way your life is set up. It's like life is really a jam. You got to wake up, hurry up, go get money to come back to work. Wake up, hurry up, go get money to go, like it's the same thing over and over again. And that's the reason that, like they got us living inside of the same system that we living inside of now, is because everything is literally built to just be destroyed and reerected. And as long as everything is built with material that withers and wears away real fast, it keeps you busy. Everything is built and designed to keep you distracted and torn away from being able to go inside of you for any extended amounts of time. I promise. So anyway, now back to it, right? I got you on that one. I got you on that one. Let me see. Let me get to this next one. Now, the sun at night and in the west is Vishnu. He is Brahma in the east in the morning, and from noon to evening, Siva. The three gods, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, form what is called the triumvirate, or Hindu triad. These three gods are regarded as the same deity, right? Because we ain't got time to be playing. We ain't got time to be playing with this crazy stuff, man. Hey, get back down now. Wait a minute. Yeah, it's a reason, man. I had to. I'm sorry. That was an accident. Wait a minute. Hey, cause look, let me show you something. Hold on. Boom. How that look? Shit look real familiar though, don't it, man? Look real similar too, don't it, man? Same shit, just the same story. But when you start saying that, well, man, they stole that and this the original and this, that, and the other, man, what I'm trying to show you is, man, it's all plagiarism. Seriously, it's all literally religion, bro. It's all religion, bro. Like real life shit. What I'm trying to show you is, man, look, you come from what they call chaos, where there's no order. You come from where nothing is at, what they call the black hole, the black sun. You got two suns. You got the black sun, right, which I represent, and then you got the golden sun up here. You see what I'm saying? The yellow sun, literally. And the yellow sun is literally a projection or a manifestation of two different characters, which was black and red, just being spun in an unimaginable amount of speed. Like, man, just imagine, bro. Like, imagine somebody being able to hit a drum or something like 200 million, 300 million times in a second. Like, imagine being able to do that. So, like, just imagine the spiral that's taking place with these, what we would consider planetary bodies, which are atoms. You see what I'm saying? I'm telling you, bro. Power. Anyway, I ain't getting into all of that part right now. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm just getting y'all through this because I want to show y'all Jesus is Satan. Remember that, right? Jesus is Satan. Now, I want to show y'all too. This, Ea, Zeus, right? Ea, Zeus. Ea, who was that? Enki, Ea, Zeus, right? Ea, Zeus. Ea, Zeus. Isis, Isus, Esus, Esus, right? Now, Esus, two, Ea and Zeus. Hail Zeus, literally. Shit ain't no motherfucking joke, man. It's all the same stuff, man. Now check this out. I'm finna show you something real crafty, right? Because y'all been going to church nonstop, getting hit upside the head with these scriptures and quotes for thousands and thousands and thousands. Matter of fact, man, if I'm not mistaken, man, the religious and churches bring in over $600 billion a year, and it ain't never been enough. These motherfuckers ain't never stop asking for y'all money, man. Here we go. Look at that. That's the same story. Check him out, man. Joseph from the Old Testament, same story. Milk or birth, had 12 brothers, right? Sold for 20 pieces to to what? Judah. Suggest sale was what, age 30 years old. Now you got Jesus with the miracle birth, had 12 disciples, sold for 30 pieces. Judas, suggest sale, work at age 30. Now check this out. Judas. You see that, man? Now the 30 pieces, the 20 pieces, 12 disciples, 12 brothers. Miracle birth, miracle birth. Both of those pictures right there. Y'all thought that picture on the left-hand side, which is the first picture, was Jesus, though, didn't you? Nope, that's a picture of Joseph. But when y'all see it, y'all just automatically assume that it's Jesus. Because why? They the same thing on things anyway. Now, if you ask me, though, Jesus looked more like a pervert, a slanderer, a goddamn sloth, whatever, like Asgardian or something. No, I'm even Asgard, all that shit, man. I promise. That's like just in, like, in a garden. And it's just a whole bunch of, like, I'm gonna show you. It's more language, man. I promise. Now check this out, right? Look what my man say. Now, this is Justin Martyr, right? One of the original Christian theologians and historians, man. Check this out. Look what he said. He said, man, when we say that Jesus Christ, our teacher, was produced without sexual union, was crucified and died and rose again and ascended into heaven, we propound nothing different from what you believe regarding those who you esteem sons of the god Jupiter. Right? Now check this out. Son of the god Jupiter. Now, Jupiter is literally considered the son of Saturn, which is Satan. But it's not some evil, malevolent, scary looking thing that they done sold you some old crazy story of. Let me show you something, man. Like, and this just lets you know how much they played on your conscience, on your imagination. And you got adults running around here 50 and 60 years old, man. Real life shit. Believing in this shit. The greatest trick religion ever pulled was convincing the world that the devil exists. Real life shit, man. That's the greatest trick they ever pulled on y'all, right? Now, there can be little doubt, right, that T.C. Lethbridge is correct when he says that when a new religion conquers the gods of the old religion, are turned into devils. Even the word devil is derived from the Hindu deva, meaning a god. The ancient Semitic people often worshipped a golden calf as the idol of Baal, which was Saturn, that symbolized the sun god Lucifer. The name Lucifer in Isaiah is the very word from which Elilius, I don't know how to say that, one of the names of Bacchus, evidently comes in, it comes from Hillel or LL or LL, right? You see that? Which signifies to irradiate or to bring light, into equivalent to the name Titan. Now, check this out. Lucifer was the bringer of light. Everyone, of course, knew that the light came from the sun, and so the sun and Lucifer are synonymous. In Roman terms, Lucifer is Apollo, Beelzebub, known to the Celts as Bel, Belly, Belor, and so on, who burnt people up with his fiery glance, is only another name for Lucifer or Luke, right? Now, let me go, because y'all know that stuff right there is crazy, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? They got y'all running with this stuff, man. And like people praying off this and playing off this, talking about these evil entities. And no, man, let me show you something, bro. This shit get deeper than this, because I don't want to get caught up in this. Hey, listen, at the end of this, man, I got a bomb to drop on y'all too, man. I promise you, I'm finna show y'all something crucial. Like, man, it's something you'll never believe either, man. Like, let me show you this. First, foremost, let's go. So when I say that Jesus is Satan, right? Right? What do I mean? This is what I mean when I say it. All right, so first let's go up into what my man say. Okay, so listen to this, right? Now, then we can apprehend with all the saints the dimensions of Christ, the breadth and the length and the height and the depth in our experience of Christ. We firstly experience the breadth of what he is, and then the length. This is horizontal. When we advance in Christ, we experience the height and the depth of his riches. This is vertical. These are the dimensions of a cube. Our experience of Christ must be so rich, strong, perfect, and complete like a cube. Now, you see, I got all this, man, bibliography down here, man. Take notes. And surely this is what Hebrew Paul has in mind when he speaks of the breadth and length and depth and height of the love of Christ. It is that symbol of the cube. Again, hold it now. Don't get to playing with me. I got to get up in here. Wait a minute. Because there's some more. Boom. Right now, Pope John the 13th says the heavenly church already have the cube within their heart. The cube is the sign of membership, and it cannot be gainsaid. You either have the cube or you do not. It is the mark of the Godhead. Jesus has shown me the cube in the heart. It lights up. It is a crystal. It is a perfect cube. Right? Check that out, man. I'm seeing now. Hold on, because I'm going to show you some good stuff. Right now, every cube contains a Merkaba star, where the vertices of the cube are the vertices of the star. You see how this Merkaba, this what do they call the Megan star, the date star of David, the 6-point star of David. Man, I'm just going to show you. That's really all David is a star. Saturn, a star. Satan, it's a star. Everybody, that's all they are stars, bro. They're stars. Like, they have turned all of this into crazy stories. Like, you see what I mean? Like, and I'm gonna show you. I'm finna show you. Hold on now, because this I don't want to get caught up nowhere. Yeah, I got to keep this moving. So now check me out. Now, the cross is an unfolded cube, the faces of which are seen in the 6 squares of our symbol. Now, you can see, as you can see, this is a cube. And once you unfold a cube, this is what you get, right? The cross. Now, when they say that Jesus died on the cross, right? That he conquered or defeated Satan on a cross, because why? Satan is Saturn. The symbol of Saturn is the cube. The cube represents time. Time is not circular, or what we consider as a circular thing. What the circle or the circle where they get, okay, for instance, the coin. Now, the word coin, we understand, means priest, right? Now, the reason you got the coin in a circle is because the circle is an original attribute to the first original god, Saturn, literally, which is Satan. And the coin or the Cohen, right, of the Amun Ra priest or the priesthood were the priest of Saturn. It was Saturn, Amun Ra, An, it's Saturn, on, all of that. I'll show you, like, I'll give you the breakdowns and everything. So anyway, now, hold it. I'm sorry. Wait, hold it. Let me get back right here. Now, Hildegard Louis points out that in pre-Islamic days, the god Hubal was Saturn, and that the holy stone of the Kaaba had the same role, for it was a cube, and hence originally Saturn, even Christ. Excuse me, man. Hold on. I don't know why this thing keep going in my face like this, but I'm gonna just get it. Yeah, I ain't finna be sitting there playing with them. Where it was a cube, and these originally Saturn. Even Christ is compared to a cube-shaped mountain upon which a tower is erected. Now, no, hold on. All right, now, it's the presence of the cube that has brought about the reality of where we begin. Literally, bro. So I'm trying to show y'all this. I'm just showing y'all how to connect these dots right now. Now, the cube was Saturn's figure, as Kepler showed in his Mysterium Cosmographicum. This is Cosmographicum. This is the reason for incense on cubic stones and cubic art. And this was the reason. Like even the stones, like the black stones, they all know that they represent like Saturn. It's really the black sun, the sun that everybody is actually worshiping is literally like Jesus is just a representation of what they call the black sun, which is Saturn, like the planet Saturn. All of the different names that they're using for the gods and stuff like this are just representing Saturn. Like, I'm serious. You see what I mean? Like hey, look, just because they played the game don't mean nothing. Hold up. Now, the majority of scholars agree that Saturn must at some time have been a chthonic deity or a chthonic deity, somehow connected with agriculture and more specifically with the corn harvest. According to some of them, his chthonic nature involved more gloomy aspects as well, connections with death and the underworld. But I'm going to show you something. Do you see what that is? The overworld, underworld, right? Northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere. And I'm going to show you where they get the story from, right? When they say that Jesus died, right? The whole story is represented by this right here. On December 21st, the sun, literally, and this is where it comes from. It's literally all cosmological, right? And I'm going to show you. Almost. Let me get this right. Let me get this right in my mind so that I can keep up to speed with me right now. So the birth sequence is completely astrological. Star in the east is Sirius. That's the brightest star in the night sky, in which December 24th aligns with the three brightest stars in Orion's belt. Now, these three bright stars that are in Orion's belt are called today the same exact thing that they were called in the ancient time, which is the three kings. Now, the three kings and the brightest star, Sirius, all point to the place of the sunrise on December 25th. That is why the three kings follow the star in the east. And you see what I'm saying? Like, this is what it's all about. Like, just trust me, like those three, it's the same thing. I showed you this. Now, what they do. On December 21st, sun starts to leave from the northern hemisphere and travels to the southern hemisphere. But after it reaches after 6 months, it gets to its lowest point inside of the hold it inside of the constellation. Let me check you what I mean by that. There ain't no need just telling you to hold on. Let me close this window, man. Hold on. I'm seeing. Ain't no need. Let me show you an image of it so I can show you exactly what I mean when I say that the sun. I had to bring it up. Right here, right? This is what's considered. This is where they get the word the crucifixion, right? Because the crucifixion, which is a cross of many fictions, right? After the sun travels for 6 months and finally reaches its lowest point in the southern hemisphere, this one, after 3 days, literally after 3 days, it doesn't move for them 3 days. It sits there, and that's the death. Now, the southern hemisphere is literally considered as the underworld, right? What they call the Hall of Amenti, Gartha, they got a lot of different names, Shambhala. You see what I'm saying? Now, what I'm trying to show you is, even if you go into this information and you see how this right here is known as the crux, right? Or the cross, right? The in the constellation. That's it. That's where they get this cross from, because it's known as the crux. So they just call it a cross because it literally sits right at the pillar point of the four, what they call the four corners. You see what I'm saying? So anyway, This is where you get Jesus on the cross, right? Because it's the sun at its lowest point. He dying on the cross. It's the sun at its lowest point, which is the cross. See what I'm saying? And that's the esoteric symbolism behind it. Now, I can get a little bit deeper into it and draw it all out. I'm just giving y'all the basic. You see what I'm saying? Y'all can understand what I mean. So you can understand. Now, the reason that they celebrate it right here, spring equinox, is because it's not until spring equinox, Easter, when the sun truly makes its resurrection, its ascension. This is the point inside of the constellation when the sun actually awakens and moves. Get the moving, doing this thing, it's grooving, it's back to life now. I promise, it's right here. Why? Just because they played with all this information and drew all these crazy stories, man. Now, when they say that Jesus got sold for 30 pieces of silver, this is what they talking about. The 30 days of the lunar cycle, the lumation, right? Because I'm trying to show you that even in the Bible, bro, I got scriptures and everything proving that there was a time that that the moon did not exist. Real scriptures and everything that is mentioned even inside of these types of texts, showing homage or showing, just identifying that, man, the moon did not exist and is not real, man. So I'm showing you, you know, what I'm saying. The moon was brought into this solar system or into the Earth's orbit. And the Earth ain't orbiting nothing. The Earth ain't moving. It ain't spinning. It ain't doing none of that. I mean, I'm going to say it's spinning, but it ain't traveling through nothing, bro. That's all it is. It's spinning and it's wobbling on the axis. You see what I'm saying? We ain't traveling through nothing. We sitting on a flat surface. It ain't no ball. It's a flat surface. I mean, that's consciously, you know what I'm saying, to it, that, but at the same time, inside of your consciousness is where you exist. Now, why are we existing on a flat surface? Man, that's a long, deep discussion. Get into it with the flat earthers, man, because they got more information off, and I ain't got enough shit pulled up to be able to open up the door to that. So, and I don't want to, because it's the same way I don't want to travel down the road, you know, like I'm finna show, man, Abraham, Solomon, all of them, man, they all Saturn, Satan, all of them. All of them. Ain't none of them want no real people, no none of that stuff, man. And I'm showing you this shit. This is like, you can't get caught up in all of this pseudo stuff either. I don't get caught up in that pseudo stuff, man. Right? This is then came Jesus forth wearing a crown of thorns. No, it's sun rays, right? We know what that is, baby. We know what that is. We know what that is. We know. Right? Now check this out, right? You see that? Same thing. Look at it, man. I'm telling you, man, it's just a cube, Joe. Right? The cross is the cube. It's just saying that when Jesus, and I'm finna hit you with the language, right? Look, supposedly when Christ said, consummatum est, and gave up his ghost, his body was taken down from the cross, which is said mystically to have closed up its limbs, reassuming the form of the cube. When he died, the plan of manifestation closed up as if the cross were refolded into the cube. Time is here. This is what time is. Boom, 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 yeah. Like the Rubik's Cube, baby. Yeah, because it's time. Yeah, you got to align time. Yeah, like you seen that movie, The Cube. Look, go on Netflix, man. Hey, yeah, I just went into a whole crazy on that, man. I don't know what that was, but listen, I'm high too, so go on Netflix and look up the movies, The Cube, man. You're gonna get some good information out of them too, man. Like, you know, you just gotta be able to understand what people saying, man. You know, real life shit, or what they're trying to show you. And now check this out. If you study like what the Bible say, the Bible scripture. I forgot what scripture it is, but it say when they explaining about what Israel is, right? You see what I'm saying? Now, when they explain and what let me show you something. You see this right here, first and foremost, like how you sit up here, the cross, boom, in the cube. That's because of the right here. Look, the cross represents the net of the cube. For example, the cube on the plane. God is everywhere present at all. I mean, all at once, all the time. God is not a person. God is the absolute of absolutes. God is a cube. Now, then we can apprehend with all the saints the dimensions of Christ, the breadth and the length and the height and the depth in our experience of Christ. We firstly experience the breadth of what he is, and then the length. This is horizontal. So, like, listen, man, it's a scripture that says something about that. It's saying the land, something about Israel, man. It's something about it's supposed to be like, uh, it's showing that it's a four square, right? It says something about it being four square. And I forgot the scripture now, man. I had it on my head, but y'all, the religious people, y'all can go into it, man, because like I'm saying, I'm not trying to create no confusion or no enmity or no hostility between us, man. We all family, Joe. I promise you, these people already created the division, the hostility and enmity between us. You see what I mean? They've broken us down and divided us on every level of playing field that we exist on. Real life shit. We divided by race. We divided by religion. We divided by color codes and creeds. We divided by everything. What you believe, you Democrat, Republic, you like light liquor or dark liquor, you like sativa or indica, right? Now look, here go the noon. Here go the noon. Wait a minute. Let me show you something. Here go the noon. This is why they do all of this, brother. Because see, they want you to get off into stuff like this right here. What difference does it make? Why can't we just let these two brothers' memories or these two brothers' legacies live and play out the way necessary, right? Because they both came, they saw and they conquered, bro. And they both came from the primordial waters and that supreme consciousness or that everlasting fire that you come from. Everybody a spark of the same flame, bro. Live real life shit. We a spark of the same flame, and we all got the same blood running through the same veins. So now, the one thing I want to show you is we ain't got to be falling for that shit no more, man. It's time for us to get wise, because the whole time that we keep falling for these crazy ass schemes of bananas in the tailpipe, bro, it's all kind of shit that's going on inside of the reality that we ain't paying attention to. As far as these people opening up portals and all of this stuff, I'm serious, man. Like, they doing shit, man. They like minions. And we know this story, right? The book of Genesis. They talk about the flood, the global flood caused by man's sins, intended for all mankind, sent by God's order to build boat, one door and a boat. Okay, now all of this stuff right here, right? This is Genesis and the epics of Gilgamesh. And you can go into the epics of Atrahasis. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, you got to understand now, now you got to ask yourself, all of the documents that I'm showing you of these other, like, for instance, when we go up into here, you got to ask yourself, what came first? I'm sorry, man. Y'all got to, I just can't catch this sucker. He's fast. Bam. Like this. All of these people existed way before Christ, way before the Christianity story and everything. So it makes you ask yourself, what came first, the chicken or the egg, right? And if you know that the egg came first, now some people are going to say, well, duh, the chicken. No. If you know that the egg actually had to come first, right? The seed comes before the fruit. People, come on now. That's the thing. When it comes to religions, bro, they want us to abandon common sense in order to make the shit that don't make sense make sense. And we be doing it too. Real life shit, man. Hey, listen, man, it's the same thing, man. It's time for us to hack up out of it, because I want to show y'all why too. It's a good thing that we get into this. Now, even when it comes to what do, right? Abraham. Now, it's also possible that the said hold on, wait, let me go back to before this one. Wait a minute. Now, we've now approached the most remarkable act of Abraham whole life, the attempted assassination. Did I already get to this one? We already covered Abraham, didn't we, man? Did I already show y'all that Abraham was Satan too, man? And that the word jout or Jew is the same actually word. They're just playing with the words on y'all, man. I actually probably did. So anyway, now, I don't think I got to stay up in here too much longer with y'all, man. All I need to show y'all is, man, this is not, and it is not the God, right? Check this out. Now, let me break this down for you too. Y'all know who this is. Horus and Set. Horus is the sun god. Set represents the night, the darkness, right? Horus was called the Messiah, God's anointed, and Christ was often found written upon mummies as a word of anointing and blessing from Horus. He was Christ, or the Christ, and the word made flesh. But check this out, though. Where they get that from, right? Let me show you something. So now the word Messiah, Messias, Christos. Well, you see that word, man. What's up with this? Messiah equals Christos, but what, Crisco? You see that? No lie, Joe. I'm just showing you something. Just think about it, man. Just think about it. All right? Now, check this out, though. Boom. Kronos, Saturn, was also equated with the Egyptian crocodile god Sobek and also Petmi, Greek nemesis, right? Now, check this out. The crocodile. I'm going to show you something. Right? Kronos, Saturn, was also equated with the Egyptian crocodile god. Okay, did I just go to that? Okay. Now, the great fish is the crocodile, which was applied to Horus as a figure of force and its capacity of solar god. The crocodile in Egypt being a prototype of the mythical dragon, not the veiled dragon, but the solar dragon, which was known in relation to Sebek and to Saturn as the dragon of life. Saturn, the dragon, was a form of Sebek, the crocodile-headed Horus, the prototype of the good dragon. So Beck is Saturn in Western astrology. I'm gonna show y'all a lot of secrets, nigga. I know how to do astrology. I know how to do all of this shit. Look, I want to take y'all into the Coptic, Joe. Let me give y'all a little bit of Coptic script, right? First and foremost, because then it show you that the Christianity cheating y'all, man. Real life shit, man. We'll do it today. Now, his disciple said to him, when will the kingdom come? Now, you can go to the Nag Hammadi library online and check this out, right? It will not come by waiting for it. It will not be a matter of saying, here it is, or there it is. Rather, the kingdom of the Father is spread out upon the earth, and men do not see it. Now, this is from the old Coptic script. If they say to you, it is the sea, if they say to you, it is in the sea, then the fish will precede you rather than the kingdom. I'm sorry. Hold on, man. This thing all in my face. It's a lot. I'm serious. It's a mosquito or a gnat or something, right? But it's like, I swear, keep trying to get by the microphone. Like maybe it's trying to say something. I'm sitting there trying to get rid of him. Like, man, go on, man. But he keep trying to fly back by the microphone. I swear. If they say to you, it is in the sea, then the fish will precede you rather. The king is inside of you and it is outside of you. Or the kingdom is inside of you and it is outside of you. If those who lead you say to you, see, the kingdom is in the sky, then the birds of the sky will precede you. You know this, right? So they like, man, if they telling you that it's in the sky, then the birds gonna get there before you. If they tell you it's in the water, then the fish gonna beat you. So what we're telling you is that the kingdom, or what you consider as the kingdom, is actually inside of you. It's that spark, it's that flame, right? Now, if they say to you, where did you come from? Say to them, we came from the light, the place where the light came into being on its own accord and established itself and became manifest through their image. If they say to you, is it you? Say, we are its children. We are the elect of the living Father. If you do not fast from the world, you will not find the Father's domain. Let not him who seeks desist until he finds. When he finds, he will be troubled. When he is troubled, he will marvel, and he will reign over the universe. So what I'm trying to show y'all is, man, listen, bro. Now, when one person suffers from a delusion, it's called insanity. When many people suffer from a delusion, it's called a religion. And for the most part, that's what we see going on and taking place right now today. All right. Now, and before I get into something, I want to show you something because I made them claims to you to show you that, man, Joe the Cross, like you see how they got that, all right? See that? Let me show you something though. Here is the symbol of Saturn. Yeah. Saturn, like, man, I ain't them niggas, Paul. It's the symbol of Saturn. You familiar? Hmm? Literally, brother. So when I get to telling you all this stuff, listen, man, this is the reason I had to back up off all of this. So like when you get into all of the pseudo stuff, and then it's like people practicing and playing conscious so much that they always depressed and drained of all their vital energy, bro. And it's like they say, "Oh, I feel so good. You know, I'm just so anxious to be here." But it's like, man, you inside of the lowest and most unvibrating states. You don't even realize it, man. I don't know, man. Hey, I'm with this light, man. So, hey, listen, this is what I want to say. Listen, man, there's a lot of things coming up next year, bro. These people are making restrictions on the way that we actually be able to communicate. They're making these restrictions in, what I'm saying, the way that we share information. You know what I'm saying? So imagine, you're going to have to pay money and stuff like that to have accounts with, like YouTube, Facebook, and stuff like that. It's going to cost you more money than you actually have to spend or spare. So just imagine, like, all of the different things that's going to take place inside of these new laws, man. They're making it illegal to actually film and record police when they do whatever they're doing to you in the hood. Just I'm rolling some crazy shit out on y'all asses right now, man. Well, on all of us for the most part. But if we're not paying attention what all, like all of the different bullshit that they actually rolling out, we caught up inside of all of the distractions. And what can you expect? Like, we ain't got no fight unless we come together, man, and start strategizing. We strategize by literally bringing together some of the best thinkers. But when it comes from the hood, we need some good brothers and sisters from the hood that are familiar with the hood, that have a resonance inside the hood. Because everybody else ain't trying to do nothing but manipulate the hood out of all their money, man, and make them pay. And in the end, they're going to leave the hood behind. So, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, no, we need to link up, man. We need to come together. And I like this. Listen, all I wanted to do with this video was just show that, man, look, man, these people have been playing with our conscience, man. Like we was brought up inside of a system that was created around manipulating the strings and the frequencies of our imagination. You see what I mean? So like, I know that we come to a, to like a different realization. For the most part, look, I'm sitting down, still thinking like this thing really trying to get over here and get on this, but I don't know. I'm getting close to the mic to talk, but it's like trying to get on the mic too. Like this is crazy. Anyway, man, listen. I don't even want to keep y'all, man. I just wanted to show y'all that, man. Listen, it's time for us to go on and change the game, man. Like we got to come together, man, and abandon all of this foolish shit, man. Stop being distracted by all of the uselessness. You know what I'm saying? Like if we start coming together, man, then we can start creating and building again. Then we can create another space for us all to exist inside of, where these people can't just rule over it and recklessly just do us the way that they doing. It's like, man, we gotta learn how to come together and utilize the tools. Not many tools, not using them. Then, but see what we see right now. Like they're invading the space of your reality as if somebody outside of this terrestrial plane gave them the green light to rule over you, arm and fist. And you literally have been taught to think and believe that everything that they are doing is right and must be. Well, listen, man, the people that are telling you you need governed and civilized and all of this stuff right here, man, are what's creating all of the uncivilized acts that's taking place anyway, because even it catered towards a certain area or acquisition of the system. So don't be falling for this stuff. We got to stop entertaining this stuff. The world is a stage and they're playing with your conscience. All of that shit they throwing on the news, man, these people are playing with the strings behind the scenes. We don't need to entertain that stuff. We need to be working, getting it on, figuring some stuff out right now. So listen, man, all I want y'all to do, man, link up with me, man. If you want to link up with me at IamJackChrist@gmail.com. That's IamJackChrist@gmail.com. Or you can actually catch me on Facebook at Dynamo Jakk. Wholeness.